These 5 roguelike games have 30 minutes to impress me, and I'll answer the question if you guys should also buy it too. And spoiler alert, there's some here that are like super cool. Let's get into it. The first game I tried out is Wand Project, a rogue vampire survivor light. And really quickly, you're probably going to hear that phrase a lot. A lot of roguelikes right now are really copying the Vampire Survivors formula, where you defeat a wave of enemies and go and upgrade things. I did pick out a few in this video that are exactly not that, but it's hard to scroll through them and not find like hundreds of these.
Say the line, Bart!
Vampire Survivor Light. Anyways, Wand Project is a Vampire Survivors-like game, with a really cool twist to it. You have a few different characters to pick from and a few different ones, each doing a little bit of a different thing, and you start the battle defending an area for a set amount of time. But after the first wave is where things get really cool. You get taken to the spell screen, and this is where you can craft custom spells to cast. From buying these nodes from the shop, you can combine them to make really awesome spells. All they need is a trigger and an attack, and you can even apply additional effects to them, which means you can go absolutely crazy with them, and that's not even the end of it. You can chain all these things, and have like on-hit effects go after each other, and you can have multiple spells, meaning you can even cast one massive big spell to do a lot of damage and a lot of effects, or you can trigger them all separately so you have a lot of little spells that do a little bit of damage, but is a lot more consistent. It was a really cool mechanic and I was genuinely really interested in it. There's also a slight story to the game, but I didn't really take much notice to it. While I probably won't pick this game up straight away for myself, I would recommend this if this looks at least a little bit interesting to some of you. Now on to the second game called Space Duck Escape, and I'll be honest, I picked this game up because it had a duck in it. This is a platformer roguelike. You get randomly assigned 3 levels, and simply you have to outrun the levels before the lava catches up to you. You can also find these power-ups throughout the levels, which will give you speed boosts and more, basically just to help you go through it faster. This game also has some awesome music for some reason. Like, listen to this, it goes hard. It's a pretty simple game, and to the right people, I definitely think this could be a little bit of fun. But there is a few glaring issues in this game. I mean, I'm not too much of a platformer player myself, but I was quite confused sometimes on where to go. And also, sometimes the place that you want to go is off screen, which means it's very hard to judge and jump and even guess from where it is. And finally, probably the most damning thing, sometimes the game would just make my movement a lot slower for like no reason, or nothing I can tell anyway. It's probably a bug and it can probably be fixed, but during the demo it was very annoying sometimes. But this game and genre definitely has a lot of potential. And if the developer is watching this, keep going because you genuinely have a really good concept here. Now this next game is called Bloodshed, and at first I was very skeptical of it. Bloodshed is a Vampire Survivors-like game.
Say the line, Bart!
And when you open the game, it hits you with an option straight away to turn on auto shooting. Now the game actually recommends that you do this. And because it was a demo, and because I wanted to give everything a fair chance, I wanted to use the recommended things it told me. It's how the developers wanted me to experience the game. So I turned on auto shoot, fully expecting the game to be made almost trivial. Let me tell you, that was the best option I've ever done. This game is sick. The first time I ran through, I was pretty bad at it. I was still getting used to the controls, I was moving about, I was learning the map, but the second time I went around, I really learnt this game, and oh my god, it's so much fun. The movement in this game is bonkers. You can go at like the speed of light if you want. You can zoom around the place, you can jump over things, and the fact that you don't even have to shoot, all you have to do is point your gun at an enemy and your gun automatically fires. This auto fire thing was the best thing I've ever done. You point it and it shoots, and that makes it so much better. You can just be cool, and this is what this game really loves to do to you. I felt so cool when playing this. I even loved it so much I went like 15 minutes over the 30-minute timer I set for these games. This game is really cool, and when it comes out when I'm recording this a couple days, it's probably out by now, but like Genuinely, I will be there. If this looks even slightly interesting to you, pick it up because it made me feel awesome. On to the next game. The next game is called One Boss One Fight, and the game is very welcoming. Is this a sign? Die. You walk forward and enter the arena, and it's very clear what type of game this is.
Say the line, Bart.
You start off by facing down the final boss. You just deal as much damage as you can to the boss, but this boss has a ton of different phases and a ton of different attacks. They also spawn grunts and smaller enemies, which if you kill, you get XP, and you can level up your abilities. And the announcer is pretty funny. I mean,
you got the skills to out badass the competition.
yeah!
You are officially death's worst nightmare. Oh, your sexiness just became a lethal weapon.
What did you call me?
You are a certified badass on a mission. You're now operating at maximum badass capacity. You're not just stronger, you're downright terrifying.
Yeah. If you do die, there's this like kind of hub world thing that you respawn in, which you can upgrade your abilities and do things which you can start with a bunch of different items. I didn't really understand a lot of it. Maybe the tutorial wasn't well designed, maybe I just can't read, but I found it quite difficult to understand, which kind of put me off the game a little bit. The game has a few cool abilities, but nothing really stood out to me. This game is just generally okay, I feel. The concept is pretty cool, and the fact that you can go straight to the final boss is pretty cool as well, but I wasn't really too interested in it by the end. There wasn't an ability or any move or any special mechanic that really stood out to me, but if it does look interesting to you, you should definitely pick it up. It's still a solid experience, it plays well, and there could be a secret thing at the end that I just didn't get to. And for the final game, we have Battle Caps. Now, this game looked really fun. It's kind of like a tower defense game. You have your little boat weapon here, and you can upgrade your abilities by buying these capsules, which can combine into stronger capsules. You have to shoot uncommon enemies, and to stop them from destroying your base. The game felt really cool, and the game also looks very good. However, I just wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very good at aiming anything, and I wasn't very good at shooting anything. I just kept bumping into everything. I'm sure if I mastered the controls, I would be a lot better at it, but in the short time I had, I was slipping and sliding everywhere. Something in my head was just not clicking about the movement in this game. Again, could totally be a me issue here, because the game genuinely does look good. I'm sure a lot of fans of this would really like it. There's also a PvP mode, and I didn't try it out because I had no friends, but this could have a really unique online multiplayer battle thing going on. It seems like quite a diverse game in that sense. It will definitely depend on the price if this game lives or dies, but I can see a good quality game when I see it. And that's all the games that I've played. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.